Always hyped up every day, all day.
Hyped up every day, all day. I love it. We have Travis Mead here on an episode of Catching Up. I'm your host, Lauren Kalil. If you like listening to us chat about CrossFit news and everything that's going on in the sport, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. So the reason why we have Travis Mead here is because he is what I like to call the ultimate hero athlete. He just got done doing one hero workout every single day, 365 days in the year. No rest days, Travis?
No rest days. No rest days.
How does your body feel? That's my first question. Like, I would need to be soaking in a tub for months after that.
I did my best to kind of keep as recovered as I could, but doing a workout every day and a random Hero WOD a day, and there was weeks and weeks, plenty of them where like certain body parts were beat up more than others, when there was like heavy deadlifts 4 days in a row, or heavy thrusters 5 days in a row, because there's a lot of Hero WODs out there, which I didn't even know until I embarked on this quest. So there was a lot of workouts I'd never seen, and I was like super pumped about it. I was like, man, this looks real crappy, and I'm down for it. So
what was the thought process that went into picking which workout you would do every day?
So I had a member here at my gym. She made an Excel spreadsheet, and we put just a whole bunch of Hero WODs in like this little program, and it spit out one to my email at 5 a.m. every day. So it just kind of shot me one every day. So every morning I wake up to a new workout and like a new excitement journey, right? So it's I kind of like that because I kept it random, right? Because otherwise I'd pick like ones that I liked more than others. But this one I got in my comfort zone, especially like the longer running workouts, the longer things. I'm not really, fun for me at least. I like a heavy barbell, not running.
So for those who don't know your backstory, last year you did a straight month of Murph. What made you first decide to do that? Because I think that's when we first had some insight to maybe your crazy fitness brain and amazing recovery, clearly.
Yeah, that was my first. So 2020 was kind of rough for a lot of people, right? Especially, here, my gym and like my personal life. So I went into 2021. I just wanted to, do me. And so I wanted to, and so I was kind of thinking of what can I do that's going to be just like crazy, epic, insane. And I'm really about mental toughness. So I decided that I was like, hey, I saw a guy actually in an article, did a month of Murphs, but it was broken up. There was no vest. So I was like, I want to do a month straight, unpartitioned, with a vest and sub 45 minutes every day for a whole straight month. And that's where I got the initial idea. So I just instantly was like, let's do this. I knew the open was coming up, but I knew in my head, I was like, I'll do the open for fun. I wasn't trying to go for, quarterfinals or whatever. I just wanted a year to like do me. And so I started this, and that was what catapulted me into this new level. And I was like, man, how can I one up this 1 month? Like what can I do next? And which the year of Hero WODs kind of came toward the end of that. So, and that's all she wrote, really.
You say that last year you took the open casually, you weren't really training for it, but you finished third overall. How do you do that? Do you think the Murph training really helped you for the open that much?
So I think the cards got laid out really good for me in that year, because I did a month of Murph, right? And I did it, and I wasn't doing like a casual Murph. I was like going hard. I was like going and going and going. And I actually PR'd my Murph that month, which is crazy. And I had a lot of people support me, and they were jumping in with me, doing Murphs with me. So it kind of was fun to do with people as well throughout the month. But I lost 8 pounds that month, and I got like pretty insane fit just for like, body weight type stuff. And the open came out, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. My gym's doing this, so I'm like, let's do it for fun. I had no expectations going into it, but then like it was like, body weight work, wall walk especially. I'm really good at wall walks. I know I'm a tall guy, but I love wall walks more than anyone around, and I don't know why, but they're just so great. And so that came out. I was like, oh hell yeah, let's do some wall walks and some double unders. And so I kind of just kept going. And then the heavy barbell at the end kind of really put me in that third spot, because I'm a pretty good lifter. So that catapulted me up, and I was like shocked, right? And I was like, I've done the open since 2014, and I've always had like, oh man, be top 10 in the world. It finally came, and I was like, didn't really expect it, and so it was kind of crazy.
So it came unexpectedly. Now you've just completed having a whole year of Hero WODs. At what point did you decide this is what I'm going to do and it's going to be the next big challenge that I'm going to take on?
So after the Open, there was a lot of hype around the third place, and I was like, man, because I already in my head, I'm like, I don't want, I'm not trying to go past this point, but the peer pressure was kind of creeping in from my people here, my gym, which is awesome because they always want to see me do well, and but I had this in my head and I wanted to do it, and April 1st was when I wanted to start this thing last year, and so I stuck to my guns, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do this just challenge because for me, it was important to me, and I wanted to do something extreme and something that's like going to test me mentally and physically. And I thought that would be a fun, little thing to do. And I'm a big fan of David Goggins, and I listen to his stuff a lot. And I kind of like the stuff I listen to when I work out is stuff you probably wouldn't, I listen to Goggins and like The Rock and like Avengers music, big epic, like, awesome things. I'm a big nerd at heart, so like Captain America's my boy, so. But yeah, after the Open was over, a week or so later, I was like, nope, we're doing this. And so I kind of like got prepped for it and got ready for it and got my recovery thing in progress, and got like the workouts in the spreadsheets. And I told everyone like, this is what's going to happen. And then once day one hit, I knew that like, I don't quit anything. So this is it. We're going to do this. We're going to commit to it, and we'll see how it goes.
Why decide not to go to quarterfinals? Because I mean, you finished third overall. Why go the one hero workout every day for a year instead of maybe the competitive CrossFit route?
So I get this question a lot of the time. So I've done CrossFit. I love CrossFit more than anything. And I'm so grateful that I found it. I've always been kind of a nutty person when it comes to fitness. I did bodybuilding and powerlifting and stuff. I had a big background in strength before I joined CrossFit. And then once I joined CrossFit, it kicked my ass. And I was like, I want to get better at this. And so I watched my first regionals in 2013, and I was like, I want to be out there. And then I trained for a whole year, and I made my first regional ever since then. So, I mean, I had the drive to do it. So I did it for so many years. And then like after that, 2020, and I had like a 2021 when I just did me, I kind of liked it. And I kind of wanted to do my own thing for a little while. I'm not saying I'm done with CrossFit overall. I just turned 35. Obviously I'm in the masters division now. So, but I am going to continue to do the Open, and I have a lot of things on the docket this year. Like, I got a 50K trail run I want to hit. I got a triathlon I want to do, and I got a strongman marathon. So I got a couple crazy events I want to tackle this year, especially before I go back to committing to 100% CrossFit, because that took up all my time when I did it. And so I was kind of like, I just got remarried, so I'm kind of like, we're kind of got a house and everything, and so I'm kind of just like doing it. So I'm having fun and being crazy while at it.
That is certainly one way to describe you. You're crazy. You have all of these incredible goals. This year you finished 55th in the Open worldwide, or I'm sorry, the Open.
Yeah. And then
Your
second,
Masters.
yeah.
Are you going to do the Masters quarterfinals?
That's the big question. This year I will do it, but I'm not gonna go for it 100%. I have some bigger things to tackle, and for me right now, that's not my thing. And unfortunately, it's not where my drive is gonna be right now. So I don't like to do anything half-assed. So I have other things I want to do and accomplish. And once I kind of fill that void, I guess I'm gonna come back and come back to CrossFit and do it 100%. I still love it, and I still do every day. And I don't not CrossFit, and I love lifting. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I still CrossFit for my training, and it's like been wonderful since I joined back in 2014. So I'm not done. I'm just like taking a little break.
Okay, let's go back now to the 365 days of Hero WOD. When I saw this post on your Instagram, my head nearly popped off. Hold on, I gotta cue it up. I gotta cue it up here. Hold on, Windows tab. Okay, let's see if I can do this correctly. Okay, let me take these down. So on your final day, you chose to do Clovis.
Yes.
For anybody that doesn't know, it is 4 times a 10-mile run, 150 burpee strict pull-ups. Dude, this on any day is insane, but your very last workout, your
Yes.
very last hero workout after 364 days, what was this like?
It was extremely painful. So this workout's kind of been hanging over me for a while. I knew it existed, and I knew that I needed a big time frame to do it. And it had a 10-mile run in there, which is what really stuck out to me. Not the burpee part, but like just that mile, 10 miles. Like I'm not a big runner. I do it because I have to, not because I like it.
Yeah.
So
Same.
yeah, we're the same. I love, you know what I'm saying? So but I really had to dig deep on this one. It was the last one. I thought this would be a good one to end it on because it was so brutal and it was so extreme that you know, my body has just been beaten up for 364 days. So like, let's just freaking go out and bang. You know, like, that's just my personality. Like I am huge. I'm like big, energetic, and I'm like always fired up. So like this one, I was out there. It was painful, but you know what? I was like, you know what? Let's fucking keep going. Let's finish this thing. We're almost to the finish line. So it was it felt right for me to kind of do it on the end.
And I love here that you kept a journal log of all of the ones you
Yes.
did. Tell me what was your favorite and what was the most challenging?
Oh man. So the worst one I had, like, and you know, there's times in workouts where like you go to a place where like it gets dark. It's freaking, you know, you're like, I have two options. I can rest and stop this, or I can just like bust through this freaking wall and just keep going. And that's what my mentality was, and that's what it was the whole time. The worst one was probably Feeks. It was a mixture of double dumbbell clusters at 70 pounds a piece, and then 100-yard shuttle sprints. And it wasn't just like a couple of shuttle sprints. It was like, I think it was like 4,000 meters worth of shuttle sprints with ascending or descending clusters. So that stuck out to me because it was like one of the most painful. Like you can ask the people at my gym. When I finished it, I was like, I was delirious. I was like laughing. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, that is fucking awful. But I enjoy it, right? So that was definitely my worst one. My favorite one was probably Big Sexy because it had three heavy
Ooh, what's
barbell
that one?
movements. Three heavy barbell movements. It was deadlifts, power clean, and thruster, and then with muscle ups. So like that was like my jam,
Nice.
right? So heavy weight, heavy load, and then some ring muscle ups in there. That was probably one of my favorites. But those two stuck out to me pretty much. But you know, obviously Clovis stuck out to me because that long run was just like brutal to me. And then, but there's a lot of favorites I have in there. I love barbell work. So anything with barbell was my jam. It was the stuff that had like 5K this, 5K that, you know, ring
Yeah.
handstand push-ups, stuff like that. It was just awful. But
For most athletes, even I would consider like CrossFit Games athletes, doing something like this, you might have a concern of maybe getting an injury or maybe rhabdo, or you wake up and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to even get out of bed today. How did you keep yourself healthy and push through an entire year of Hero WODs?
so definitely, I mean, I definitely had my fair share of, you know, tweaks over the year. Like there was a lot of, you know, I didn't get through this 100% without getting anything, but you know, I had some shoulder things, some knee things, you know, I kind of had to like work around it. So when the Hero WOD got shot out to me in the morning, I would train around it and I'd like make sure I didn't like double up on heavy deadlifts or double up on heavy squats just so I can kind of, you know, maintain my body. But I had a chiropractor on standby every single week. I hit him up. He taped me up. I got worked on. I had my, you know, my Novatech or my Novatech boots and everything like that to kind of get my recovery boosted. I got massages. You know, I kind of try to keep things. I up my intake of food to try to keep my energy levels up a lot. So I had to kind of up a lot of things, and I knew I would have to do that anyways. And so I just try to minimize my, you know, if there was days where like if the workout would call for something, you know, I was like, man, my shoulder could not take, you know, 600 overheads right now. I could switch it up for like a different hero while I didn't have that arm in there, you know, so just to kind of keep myself from like getting too injured, I guess. But I did have workouts on standby for when I traveled, so we did a lot of body weight hero WODs. So when I went to my bachelor party, my honeymoon. So and my wife did it with me too. She's great. So I had a whole set list of things on minimal equipment on ready to go when I wasn't able to be here at the gym. So I basically just upped everything. You know, my chiropractor was on standby. I speed dial, like anything I needed. I can call him up and be like, hey, bro, I need my arms taped right now, or so whatever I needed. So it was definitely a rough going, but I was able to get through it. And really, what came down to is my mental toughness to get through this. Like I obviously I woke up in the morning and there was days where I didn't want to do anything at all, move, squat, run. But I had to like dig deep and just like, nope, we're doing it. Like this is it. Keep going, right? And so I was able to push through it, I guess.
Did your wife know how crazy you were before she met or
Yes.
before? Yeah, like how long have you been
Okay,
looking
so
for challenges like
funny,
this?
what's funny is that I met her during my month of Murphs. So she definitely knew something was a
Oh,
little
she's the
nutty in
one for
head.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, so she jumped in on day I think 13 of my Murphs, and that's when and after that day we never stopped hanging out. So that's how we met
Oh, that's
basically.
amazing.
Yeah, so she definitely is a little nutty. She's actually in the middle of doing a month of Murphs right now. So I'm super proud of her. She's killing it. It's awesome. I kind of rubbed off on her a little bit.
Yeah. So for the next challenge that you're going to do, are you going to get your wife involved? Like
Oh
for the
man,
entire thing?
she would say hell no, but she will do that. She'll be with me and support me. She did probably like at least 100 Hero WODs with me during my last whole year. So she's definitely a trooper. What drew me to her was she was like down to like just work out anytime, anywhere. Let's do this, you know. And she's down for anything. So I love that about her. So no, my next challenge, she definitely will not partake, but she definitely will like dabble in it while I do it.
Okay, so speaking of the next challenge, you did tease it a bit at the end of your post here. Next challenge coming soon. Let's go. What is it?
Oh man, I don't know if I reveal that right now.
Oh, come on. Give us a little something.
I have a couple things I have a couple ideas. I'm still kind of mulling over on what I want to do, and I was talking to my wife about it because we do have some traveling we want to do and whatnot.
Mhm.
And so time consuming challenges for a whole year kind of takes up some things. So I kind of might. We are going with the idea of how for time, 1,000 hero workouts for time, as fast as I can get them. That way I can do multiple a day and I can get there as fast as possible. That was my kind of our next thought. So um, that I'm kind of working that out right now, but something like that because there's share WODs added all the time, and I haven't even touched most of them, right? So there's like over like I think it's like 1,300 of them right now posted. So um, that is kind of in the works as well. Also was dabbling in the idea of doing a year straight of Murph sub 45 straight through for an entire year. So that was also in my list. But the wife on that one was like, "That's the one that's gonna take some time," So she's like, "Eh." But,
Why Hero WOD?
uh, so for I'm a big fan of like, so if you know me, I'm a big fan, and all my past regional workouts, like you'll notice that the longer workouts are kind of my jam, and I love disgusting long endurance like type get in the dark place and sit there and suffer until you finish the workout. So forever I've been drawn to hero workouts just because they're so much like they're tough, they're heavy, they're long, and I love them, and it means something because like you're kind of honoring somebody who's fallen, right? And so like, and then also what helps me get through them, I'm like, this is nothing compared to what they went through, so I'm like, I better pick this damn bar up and like finish this thing. So I've always been drawn to that. But before I even got this challenge, every month I've always done some kind of like mental test. I've always done like example would be like a burpee mile with a weight vest, or like a mile yoke carry for 400 pounds. It's like crazy stuff like that. I always do once a month to kind of keep this toughened up and like ready to go. So like when something came up, I'm like, this is nothing compared to what I've done. So that's what really kind of pushes me. I'm always like excited to push my body to limits, right? And I kind of want to know how far can I take this, and I love every bit of it. And the pain is like something I enjoy, and just like the satisfaction and finishing things. And I always start with something, and I always finish it. So
I'm just almost speechless because it's so fascinating to hear you talk about it and have these incredible goals. How many rest days did you take off, or are you going to take off before you do the next workout? Did you not
Well,
take any rest days?
I took one day. And let me tell you, Laura, it was extremely hard because, you know, I coached and I run a gym, and I was like, man, I'm
Yeah.
jealous right now. They're doing Timber Friday, and I have to take a rest day right now. It was hard for me, but I definitely needed it. And I just enjoy the drive. I just enjoy like the journey and the pain, right? And so I took one rest day. My wife's like, you got to take one day, at least one day. So I took a full day. I got a nice massage yesterday. So I'm kind of like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. But I'm back to training, obviously, again right now. Back to some lifting, and I'm gonna, you know, I got to heal some things up for a second here. I do got some nagging shoulder and knee things, but we're gonna keep rolling.
Travis Mead, incredible talking
Dude,
to you.
yeah.
Congratulations on a
Thank you
whole
so much.
year of Hero WODs. We can't wait to see what you do next. Make sure you
I
post
can't
it on
wait. Oh,
Instagram.
don't worry, I'll be all over.
Awesome. Thanks so much, and heal up and enjoy the next workout you do.
Thank you for having me on. It's been so fun. Thank you. Let's go! Woo!
I love it.